Yo, what up? Look at me. Audio blog number 3 from Jason C's band. My name is Jason. I am a blogging fool. No, this is just a thing I'm trying to do. I think the first 2 went okay. Basically, people have sort of asked me, like, what the hell are your songs about? Like, I don't get it. You're an idiot, or I don't know. But I said, well, I don't really like to talk about it. Makes me uncomfortable to talk about it with people, like, kind of in person, or to be on the spot. Like, hey, what's this song about? You know, I don't know why. My initial reaction is sort of like, fuck off, you know. But no, but I think it's a good question, and so this is sort of my way of dealing with that question. Maybe is to sort of just tell the stories by myself in a room with a microphone, like I'm more comfortable doing. And then maybe it'll, some people, if there's anyone out there that's interested, they'll be interested in it too. And maybe it'll drive some people to listen to our music. So that's sort of the goal here. Song I chose today is Robot Dance by Jason C's band. It's off of our new EP. We just released it on March 23rd. It's like my favorite block of songs we've ever done. I really tried to turn a corner on this EP, do something different. You know, the concepts and the lyrics are way more lighthearted than you usually get from me, so I thought that was kind of refreshing and nice. And I think I said somewhere in our bio, like, my band deserved a block of songs like this, just sort of rockers that they could let loose on. They've been with me through a lot of heavy shit, and I've written a lot of heavy songs because of it, and they've had to suffer through some endless melancholy, but hey, they're all still here, so obviously I'm doing something right. 4 of us have been together now since, like, I don't know, like 2014 or 2015, so it's a pretty good run. Some of the guys have been there even longer, but this group block of 4 seems to have solidified into the Jason C's band, or Jason C's band, whatever the hell it is. The name has always bothered me. So when I first started writing music and playing it in front of people, it was Jason. It was just me. I was like a songwriter playing in front of people, and that was fine, and that makes sense. But now it's like a band, and we've been together forever, and I've always wanted to be like a band that has a band name, like the Blue Banditos or whatever. Like I've tried to, like, talk these guys into being like, well, what should we do? Should we rebrand and do like a band name or something? And they're all kind of like, whatever. So I feel like it makes me look like a total narcissist because it's Jason C's band and that's my name. And I'm not really going to argue with whether or not I'm like a narcissist, but that really wasn't like my intention, and it's not really what I wanted. I didn't want it to be like all about me. Like, yes, I'm the primary songwriter in most senses. Not totally, but in most senses. But, you know, everyone else in this band contributes and makes the songs what they are just as much as I do. It's just sort of like the groundwork is laid by me, and maybe the song concepts are laid by me, but you know, everyone else has such an input. So I've always felt kind of bad about that, you know, that it's called the Jason C's band. I don't know. They're all like pretty humble guys, I guess. So I guess they just don't really care if I'm like the center of attention, or maybe they want it that way. I've never really wanted to be the center of attention. But anyways, Robot Dance, that is the song I was going to play. It's kind of like a goof song, like a clown song. And I'll just kind of tell a story after I play it, maybe where it came from. It's actually a really old song. I wrote it like a super long time ago. But it's interesting because it went through like several iterations. It started as like a techno song, and I wrote it on like this keyboard. I had like this cheesy little keyboard that had like some loops on it, and it had like this techno-y loop on it, and I wrote this song to it. So, and it's gone through so many iterations now, and now on the album, it's this real like herky-jerky sort of train driving down the tracks mixed with hip-hop lyrics, and I don't know what the hell it is. Here's a funny story. Like, so when you come out with a new album, you'll normally like submit it to blogs, And normally they just want to hear you submit it to like blogs and Spotify playlists and some other things. And initially I thought like, oh, this is like the single. It's catchy and quirky and weird. And this is the song. And, I submitted it to all these different blogs and stuff. And they usually want to hear one song, not the whole album. So you got to kind of choose a single. And overwhelmingly, the response came back like, too weird. I don't get it. What the hell is this crap? Just like major denied all over the place. So anyways, this is Robot Dance. Everyone else hates it. I love it. You make up your own mind on it. Definitely go check it out on Spotify. The full band recorded version is a lot different, but here it is. Looking at me, have you seen me do my dance out on the dance floor? I could show you things you never seen before. Watch me cock and pop, slip and slide, then take a little ride on my soul pole. Slip and roll, takes a toll like Bob Dole, 'cause I got a secret weapon, something you ain't never seen before. It's powerful, like my pole, like my roll, straight out of 1984 to the core. 'Cause I ain't poor like a lion's roar, and I know no girl can resist the robot dance. The robot dance. The robot dance. The robot dance. Now that you've seen me do the robot dance, I must confess that I might like slip and slide up and down all around town in the back of my car. Shoot for par, the back of this bar, back of my car. There's more room for us to spoon. Post typhoon like a baboon in a monsoon. I'm attuned to this bassoon playing in the saloon. So I must go and dance to this goon tune. Real soon I'll leave you with a thing about my robot dance. My robot dance. My robot dance. My robot dance. Back in the bar from my car, ready for more, 'cause I know I ain't poor, no I'm rich in a pinch. I can count on every inch, it's a cinch, like a winch. I pull them ladies in, next kin, and I win with a robot moves. It behooves you to lose all them dudes. You don't wanna miss your chance to grab my lance while we do the robot dance. The robot dance. The robot dance. The robot dance. Alright, so that was a Robot Dance by Jason C's band off of the Robot Dance EP. Obviously, you thought that song would be... So that was a really good example of what happens when a songwriter, singer, idiot, puts his capo in the wrong place and you're playing it in a key you've never played before. But in the spirit of this audio blog thing where I'm just going to let the performances be the performances for my own personal development, I'm going to let it be, even though that's not the key it was supposed to be in. So this song, Robot Dance, it didn't really come from anywhere special. I mean, sometimes songs just... one of my favorite people in music in the world is a guy named Joe Reinecke, and he lives, or he works, he owns a studio, actually, down in Seattle, in Pioneer Square, called Orbit Audio. He's also the front man for several pretty large bands, and he's got a real successful career in music, but just one of the more creative and inspiring people in my life musically. And he always says, all these songs are up in the ether, and you kind of pull one down and you bring it into reality, and if it's not ready, you put it back up in the ether. Well, I don't know what the ether is, but he always calls it the ether. But the idea is there's all these songs that are sort of up in your head, and you access them and pull them out and release them, give birth to them into reality, I guess. That's a disturbing image. But anyways, I gave birth to this song a long, long time ago. Like I said, I had this silly little Korg sequencing keyboard, and it had this preset in it that was this cheesy techno loop. And at the time, I was listening to a lot of hip-hop. And some hip-hop I really, really like. I like Tribe Called Quest, and I like, the Roots, or the old Roots, and some of the more, like, I guess, organic, authentic kind of hip-hop, especially like hip-hop bands that play with an actual band live instead of like a DJ back there. I think that's really cool. There's some hip-hop acts that are like true artists, and then there's a lot of hip hop that I think are like sort of almost like karaoke performers. And I don't say that like insultingly. I know that what they do is very difficult, and I'm not disparaging their art at all. They're not really playing any instruments, and they're sort of just playing to like a backing track. And I know that the lyrical deployment or development is very challenging in that genre, and I'm not questioning that by any means. But anyways, I was listening to a lot of hip-hop, and the hip-hop bands I tend to like don't do this, but I was listening to some as I was venturing out of my comfort zone in hip-hop. I was listening to some of these lyrics, and I'm just like, God damn it, like, how do they get away with saying these things? It's so cheesy. Like, it's so cheesy. It's so bad. Like, it's so obvious and uncreative and not hidden at all. It's just blatant, oftentimes like really crude. And I was sitting there going, why can't I write a song like that? Like, why can't I do that? I want to write like a super cheesy song. And I'm not really like the kind of guy who I'm always in a long-term relationship, like pretty much my whole life. I'm not like a guy who is a player, or even when I was, obviously I'm not now, but even when in my younger days, I wasn't really like a player that was chasing girls. But I thought I would try to write like the cheesiest song lyrically I could possibly come up with. And I ended up writing a song that sort of has a little bit of a hip-hop delivery with a lot of lyrics fit into as few phrases as possible, I guess, and tried to reference my genitalia in as many creative ways as possible, I guess. It was more like just an exercise in pushing your comfort zone and pushing your boundaries and pushing your genre. It's garbage day. You can't record in my house on garbage day. So anyways, it was a fun exercise. The more interesting story of the song is the iterations it went through. So like even live, we initially used to play it like with this techno kind of feel, this techno hip hop, electronic kind of feel, and then it's like slowly developed. And then one day I was like, I wonder if I could play it acoustic, and I kind of came up with this rhythm, playing along to it like. And then I like brought it to the band, and Dave, the drummer, that's his name, Dave the drummer. He doesn't have a last name, it's just the drummer. Dave just kind of immediately added this herky-jerky shuffle to it, and everyone just sort of piled on. And then Alex, our lead guitar player, kind of put this single coil kind of country, not Austin, but Nashville-y kind of feel, like chicken picking feel to it. And it was just kind of gave birth into this weird song that like crosses a whole different bunch of genres, and apparently no music bloggers or Spotify playlist curators want to have anything to do with. So, fuck them. Like, I like it. I think it's cool. I hope you like it. It's part of creating music. Sometimes you create winners, sometimes you create losers, and you just keep on creating and writing songs. So I hope you enjoyed it. I played it in the wrong key, so it sounded a little bit weird, but I kind of liked it anyways. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you go onto our social media, whatever you use, Instagram, follow us. where we post all of our shows coming up and stuff. We're working on some big stuff for this summer. I'm going to be releasing an acoustic EP, working with some other artists that I know from outside of the band. Just all kind of acoustic, organic songs. And what else? We're going to be playing a few shows this summer. I don't know exactly how that's all going to fall into place. But anyways, follow us on Facebook or Twitter or whatever you do, maybe. And, more than anything, what we really care about is that you just take the time and put the energy into maybe just listening to one of our songs. So thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm really enjoying doing these. It seems to be a really healthy way for me to talk about my songs. So until next time, see ya.